Okay, in this video, we will continue our discussion of the mysterious perfect active participles, and we will find out why some people say they exist and some people claim that they don't. Discussing where a perfect active participle comes from, first we have to look at a regular verb, one that does not have a perfect active participle. As you remember, in a normal verb like amo, amare, amawi, and amatus, this last part here is the perfect participle. This is a normal verb, and this last part is the perfect passive participle. Notice there isn't any place where we can build a perfect active participle off of this word, so the last principal part is the perfect passive form. So this is a normal verb. Okay, but there's this other group of verbs in Latin called deponent verbs. Now let's look at an example of a deponent verb. Sequor, sequi, secutus, sum. Notice the dictionary entry on a deponent verb, and let's write that word so that you recognize it. The word is deponent. On a deponent verb, the dictionary entry is noticeably different. Instead of an O, we have an OR here. Instead of an E, we have an I. And there's only 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. So, as you can see, a deponent verb is kind of strange. We'll learn more about those later. But what you should know is that those participles, those perfect active participles, all come from deponent verbs. If you look at this word, the last principal part, secutus sum, secutus here gives us the perfect active participle. So this verb sequor means to follow. So this is I follow, to follow, and down here, having followed, or I followed if you want the secutus sum. So what you need to know is that the perfect active participle comes from deponent verbs. So this one means having followed. So in general, you can say that perfect active participles don't exist for normal words like amo, amare, amawi, and amatus. However, for deponent verbs, perfect active participles do exist. Here we have precatus. Okay, we're going to look it up in the dictionary, and when we do, we'll see we have precor, precare, precatus, sum. Okay, is this a normal verb or a deponent one? Oh, look. O-R, I, 1, 2, 3 parts. This is deponent. Precor means to pray. So since it's deponent, we've got a perfect active participle here, which is having prayed. Okay, and then our last example, necatus. You know that this comes from a normal verb, neco, necari, necawi, necatus. Notice it's normal. We have an O here. We have an E on the infinitive, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 principal parts. So this looks like a boring regular verb. Neco means to kill, so this is perfect passive. Having been killed. Well, that's a good way to start the morning. Okay, so here is the list of perfect active participles we talked about last time. Notice these are our scalp participles, S-C-A-L-P, plus gressus, and its various prefixes. So, our textbook hasn't introduced deponent verbs yet. They don't want to give you that strange verb form, but they want you to be able to translate the participles. So they have introduced the participles as adjectives, and that's why their dictionary entry looks like this. I just want you to know that if you were to look the word up in a dictionary entry, you would probably see a verb dictionary entry like this. Sequor, sequi, and then secutus sum, conspicor, conspicare, conspicatus sum. So now you know where the perfect active participles come from. They come from these deponent verbs that look different in a regular dictionary than they do in your textbook.